Okay guys, what I'm going to share with you today is really what sets the stage for great brainstorming and great invention or great innovation, whatever the case may be. Just great creative problem solving. When you're doing it with groups of people, and even just more than one, and I would even say even for yourself, you've got to set the stage so that you set an environment for creativity. And what I'm going to share specifically is things I've learned over the past 20 years, also things I've learned from groups that I've worked with, some of the top invention companies in the country. Nothing that I'm sharing is revolutionary. A lot of people, all of the top firms, a lot of the top professional innovation companies use a lot of the same techniques and a lot of the same attributes in their environment to make it more stimulating. So I'm just going to share those with you, so in case you don't know those, now you will, and it's going to help you as you move further along in your brainstorming. So let's get going. Okay, studies have shown that we're most creative when we're around the age of 4 or 5. Now why is that so? Well, it's so because we go into school, right? We go into school around the age of 5, and guess what? School starts to tell us that there's one answer to every question. So when they say, what color's an apple? They want your answer to be red. Well, why can't it be green or yellow or orange or purple for that matter? But essentially, as we start school, we start to get focused and told that there's one answer to each question, which is not always the case, right? So it starts to kill our creativity, or at least stifle it. So ultimately, we're trying to get people to think like they did when they were 5, when they were more free thinking. And we do that in a number of ways, through food, through decorations, through a game. You want to start off the session doing something fun to kind of bring the kid in everybody out. And the way we've done that in other places and other times is you can have a Nerf war fight, you can have a paper wad fight, just anything that's going to make people recall what it's like just to have fun for the sake of fun, which is going to make them free think easier. So have fun. Okay, you're always going to need plenty of things to write on, and I mean on the tables, on the walls, everywhere, because you want to capture all of these thoughts. Every time you come up with a thought, you put it down. You'll be able to go back through these later, and you'll be able to find these nuggets that you will pass over. There will be an occasion where there's a detail or just a hint of brilliance that's going to come out that you're going to have missed if you hadn't wrote them down. So hey, that's what we're here for, is to capture those ideas. So make sure there's plenty of things to write on. Doesn't matter if it's Sharpies, pens, pencils, crayons. Make it fun. Use it all. But just make sure there's plenty of things to capture those thoughts. Music. Music is a key part of building an environment. And music keeps the tempo, keeps the momentum, keeps things flowing, keeps them exciting. You want to have plenty of music while you're doing your brainstorming, just kind of as a background situation to kind of almost to perpetuate the flow, that there's a fast pace. You want fast-paced music. You don't want overwhelming music, not a lot of heavy vocals, more instrumental, but really great beats, but not so heavy that it overwhelms your thinking. But you got to have it in every session. You can turn it off when you come back together as a group and you start really discussing things. But when you're in small groups and you're really feeling out and just having fun thinking, you got to have that music. It really builds the excitement and builds the flavor of the environment. Okay, dress casual. You want everybody to be comfortable in the session. And it's very key because it's not just about comfort. Obviously, you want people to be able to enjoy, to feel relaxed. Therefore, if people want to go barefooted, oh my goodness, are you kidding me? Yes, barefooted, flip-flops, shorts. I mean, if you can really do this. Obviously, if you're within your office, there's going to be some guidelines on what you can do, what you can't do. Here's the big key to this, is that what you're trying to do is you're trying to remove any corporate stature that's in the room. If you've got CEOs in the room and you've got administrators and you've got highly educated engineers and you've got people who have no clue about what's going on, they've all got to feel like they're on the same level. When you do introductions, try not to give a professional stance or posture in any way. So it's not, hi, I'm Jim and I'm CEO of the company. It's, hi, I'm Jim and man, I like chocolate ice cream. That's one of my favorite things. And I love to play racquetball and I'm a really bad guitar player. Things like that. Those are the things we want to know, not people's professional status. We're trying to break that down so people aren't inhibited to say ideas. I know in the very beginning I mentioned that when you're kind of bringing yourself back to being a kid, you could do fun stuff like a Nerf war or paper wad fight. Well, we can do this same thing to get people active, to get them to exercise a little bit. And whether that's going out and taking a walk, You take a group walk as you're doing an exercise, so literally you're exercising as you're doing the exercise. But you need something. Studies have shown that exercise actually builds brain cells. It's actually going to make you more creative. It's going to make you think clearer and better. So anytime you can include exercise in your session, it's going to make the session that much better. And it's okay, probably one of my favorite parts of a session, snacks. Okay, I love snacks. I think everybody loves snacks. And if you don't, well, everybody loves snacks. But the key to this is having great snacks, not just chips. You can't have chips and pretzels. You need to have interesting things. Having people try new stuff. Candy, again, it takes them back to when they were young. Really kind of, when you're setting your session up, you've got to think about it a little bit. The more thought you put into it up front, the better the session's going to be. So whether you kind of do flashbacks every 2 hours with snacks, and you remove snacks and you bring new snacks out, or you have only snacks from India or only snacks from China, or you just sort of change the game a little bit. That's what this is about. But people need to have the option of grabbing a water or a soft drink or something to get refreshed, to feel like they're constantly on the go. They can feed their energy and they can continue to have energy. And snacks are a big part of that, because who doesn't like a good snack? Okay, this is during the session. You've probably got a hint of this as I've been saying these different parts of the environment that you're building. But when you're doing this session, you really want to break it up. You don't want things to consistently go in the same routine. You don't want to get together in small groups, do a little exercise, get together in big groups, discuss them, and then brainstorm again, and just kind of constantly go back through the same set of exercises the same way. You want to change it up a little bit, break things up, break the monotony, bring in a live band and do a skit or something, or do an exercise like we talked about earlier, about maybe the exercise is done outside versus inside. Maybe the exercise is done on the run. Maybe the exercise is part of a game. Whatever it is, change it up, break it up. Do an exercise and then do another exercise, and don't do the result from the first exercise until after the second exercise. I mean, kind of throw people off a little bit, throw them a curveball. That's what this is about, is change and maximizing the ideas you're going to get in return. Okay, what do I mean by brain sizing? What I mean by that is you only want a certain number of people in a group. And in all of the innovation sessions I've been in, really that number falls between 4 and 5. You can kind of go 6, but you don't really want to. So if you're in any groups that are larger than that, you want to cut them down, because people's thoughts can get lost. People don't get a chance to say anything. And if you get a group smaller than, say, 4, if you get down to 3, ultimately someone can dominate the group, and now people aren't getting to share as well. So always keep those groups size so that they're most efficient and you're maximizing your ideas, which really think of 4. Okay, finally, keep them wanting more, right? You want them to come back. You want them to enjoy this process. You don't want everybody to feel so exhausted, and not just really exhausted, but where they're just like hating life and they want to get out of here because, yeah, we've been working on this exercise for 30 minutes and oh my gosh, I can't listen to people say the same idea over and over and over again. Okay, you want to keep it fun, you want to keep it spontaneous, you want to keep it quick. You never want someone to feel like they've given all of their ideas. You want them to feel like that, wow, I could go more, now I'm tired because of how much thinking we've done, how many great ideas we've produced, but I want to do this again. You want them to want to come back, because ultimately what we're after is we want people to enjoy the process and want to come back. And because they enjoy the process, they produce amazing ideas. So get out there. I know this was a lot to take in. There's a lot of things that go into building the right environment, but if you put all these in practice, guarantee you're going to have good results. Wish you success on your next brainstorming session. So let me know how it goes.